License, registration, proof of insurance.
No.
License, registration,
Hey,
proof of insurance.
I can do that. I can tell you to off. That's the First Amendment. If you got a problem, get your sergeant out
License,
here.
registration.
I want a sergeant
Step
here.
out, and you're gonna get tased.
Come and get tased. I have a weapon right there. Where?
A man pulls over on a Colorado highway, turns on his camera, and minutes later, he's in handcuffs. What happened next forced the county to pay $80,000. It started as a normal drive on U.S. Highway 85 in Adams County, Colorado. Barry Zicalik was simply heading down the road when something caught his attention. A sheriff's deputy suddenly passed him at a high speed, nearly 80 miles per hour in a 65 zone. There were no emergency lights, no sirens, and no sign of an active call. Under the law, unless an officer is responding to an emergency, they are required to follow the same traffic laws as everyone else. Barry did nothing wrong. He didn't chase the deputy or confront him. He simply turned on his camera, planning to file a complaint later. A few minutes later, Barry noticed the same deputy conducting a traffic stop on another driver. Barry legally pulled over to the side of the road, stayed inside his vehicle, and quietly recorded the stop from a distance. He did not interfere. He did not speak to the driver. He was not part of the traffic stop in any way. In the United States, recording police officers in public places is protected by the First Amendment. At this moment, no crime had been committed by anyone. After finishing the traffic stop, the deputy, later identified as Deputy Walter Berlin, approached Barry's vehicle. Instead of explaining anything, the deputy demanded Barry's license, registration, and insurance.
So I know who I'm making a complaint against.
For what?
For speeding.
Speeding?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have you recorded doing 80 miles an hour in a 65 mile an hour zone.
Okay.
No headlights, no sirens, nonchalantly. Apparently you drive like that all the time. So I wanted to film hypocrisy at its finest.
Okay. License, registration, proof of insurance.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because now you're in.
No, I'm
Yes.
doing nothing. If you're gonna start
You
this
pulled
shit, if you're gonna start this
License,
shit, you get your sergeant over here.
License, registration.
Get your
proof-
sergeant over
License,
here.
registration.
Get your sergeant over
License,
here.
registration,
Get your
proof-
sergeant over here.
License?
No, I ain't giving you shit.
You
Get your
pulled o-
sergeant over here.
You pulled over on a traffic stop, so you had to.
I didn't pull over on your traffic
Yes, you
stop.
did.
I pulled over here because I had to answer my phone.
Police officers can only demand identification if a person is lawfully detained or suspected of a crime. Barry had not been pulled over, detained, or accused of any wrongdoing. Knowing his rights, Barry calmly refused and repeatedly asked for a supervisor to be called. At this point, Barry was still within the law. Refusing to provide identification when you are not detained is legal. Asking for a supervisor is legal. Recording the police is legal. None of these actions constitute a crime. Despite this, Deputy Berlin escalated the situation and accused Barry of obstruction.
Now you're obstructing it.
No, I'm not. Obstruction is a physical.
No, it's not.
Look, dude, you better get your fucking sergeant out here,
Now you're
okay?
verbally assaulting
Get your
me.
sergeant out here.
Under U.S. law, obstruction requires physical interference with police duties. Words, recording, or refusing identification do not meet that standard. Instead of calling a supervisor, the deputy opened Barry's car door and forcibly removed him from the vehicle.
Okay.
I'm asking for your sergeant for the last time.
And I'm asking
Get
for
your sergeant out
No.
here. Well, you
License-
ain't getting my shit.
License
You ain't
registration?
getting my shit.
License
You
registration?
ain't getting nothing.
Okay, then I will arrest you for obstruction.
You do that, buddy, and I'll sue the out of Adams
Step out.
County.
Step out.
Got it.
Step out.
You better get a. I want a sergeant here.
Step out.
I want a sergeant
Step
here.
out, and you're gonna get tased.
Come and get tased. I have a weapon right there. Where?
Barry did not resist. He remained calm and informed the officers that he legally carried a firearm and had a valid concealed carry permit. Lawful firearm possession is not a crime. Still, Barry was placed in handcuffs and detained on the side of the highway. At this moment, the law had been clearly violated. There was no probable cause for arrest, making this a wrongful detention and a violation of Barry's civil rights. Approximately 20 minutes later, a supervisor finally arrived on scene.
So my intention was, I've got this on video. I was gonna call the station and complain.
Get a hold of me.
Yeah, whoever.
Essentially, that's what we've come to.
Right. So I had no idea where he went, but I turned on 104th to go to the Ford dealership, and he had somebody pulled over, and right at the same time my phone rang. So I noticed that it was the same guy, and I thought, boy, isn't that something if he's given whoever he pulled over a ticket for speeding? So I just sat there and I put my phone out the window to record so they could get a picture of the guy. And then I just sat in my car, and after he wrote the guy a ticket and let him go, then he came up to me and he said, can I help you? And I said, no. I said, can I get your name and badge number? And he said, what for? And I said, because you were speeding on Highway 85. Oh yeah? I said, yeah, you were doing 80 in a 65. No lights, no sirens, no nothing. And I could tell that you were just your casual driving. Give me your driver's license, insurance, and proof of insurance. I said, I'm not giving you my information. He said, give me your stuff or I'll get you for obstruction. I said, you didn't pull me over. I don't have to give you my driver's license. You didn't pull me over.
Right.
So then he opened my car, yanked me out, handcuffed me, and here I sit.
After reviewing the fact, the supervisor quickly recognized the mistake. Barry had not obstructed anything. He had not broken the law. The arrest was unlawful. The handcuffs were immediately removed, and Barry was released on the spot. No charges were filed, no jail time, no booking. An on-scene apology was issued by the sheriff's office, an uncommon admission that the arrest should never have happened.
Didn't mean it to go this route. Unfortunately, it did. So that is my, my apologies. But so I don't know what else to say.
You ought to know better.
So I will bite my tongue on that response, sir.
Yeah. Am I free to go?
Absolutely, sir.
Well, I'll see you in court.
Okay, sir. Have a great day. Thank you, sir. Have a great day. No, sir. Enjoy your day, sir. Thank you.
What the hell did he just say?
He said I'm a fucking idiot and to see me in court.
Barry later took legal action, not by filing an immediate lawsuit, but by sending a formal legal notice through his attorney. The notice detailed the unlawful arrest and the violation of Barry's First Amendment rights. 1.5 years later, Adams County agreed to an out-of-court settlement, paying Barry Zakalik $80,000 in taxpayer money. The county also initiated an internal investigation, though no public disciplinary action against the deputy was disclosed. This case is now considered a textbook example of why constitutional rights matter. Recording the police is not a crime. Asking questions is not obstruction. And knowing your rights can make the difference between a wrongful arrest and accountability. Barry Zakalik committed no crime, but one officer's decision cost the county $80,000. This is why the Constitution does not stop working just because someone wears a badge.